mini needle felting kit from Wilder Wool. What's in it? Is it worth it? Let's find out. Hey, it's Pam Duthie and it's Wednesday, so it must be another crafty equipment and supplies tutorial. Every Wednesday I review equipment, supplies and tutorials so you find out if they're worth it. As I say in all these videos, I'm not sponsored. If I ever am sponsored for a video, I'll let you know. So when I was putting in an order on the Wilder Wool website, I was intrigued by their mini needle felting kits. There really didn't seem a whole lot of information there. It told you what was in it, but I was very intrigued, especially this kit was called the white kit, so I thought I would order it in just to see what it looked like, because in the pictures it wasn't saying anything white. In my head I was hoping it would be a white themed kit that I could maybe get some wintry snowmen, but the pictures didn't show any white at all. I'm thinking maybe the naming on this is just about the colour of the lid, so it's a thing for their stock taking rather than a thing to help us out. But although it showed the wide range of things it has in the kit, what I was intrigued at was because although it tells you everything that's in it, it says there's instructions. I wondered, are these instructions for a project, for a beginner to needle felting to have something to work on, or is it just what you see there? So let's open it up and have a look. Okay, let's see what's in this kit. It is the mini needle felting kit and it's in white, which I assume just means the colour of the top because it's not white in here. So I've already taken the lid off and I can't get it back on again, so it's completely stowed. We're just gonna pop the lid off and this is the amount you get inside, which is pretty cool. And in the lid they have little instructions. I'm obviously not going to show you them all, but it's a little sheet of instructions. But sadly, I will say, for a beginner, there's not a whole lot on there. It's just saying you can use the brooch pin if you want to make a brooch, you can stab it on a cushion. It doesn't really go into much detail, but more exciting, let's see what's actually inside here. I have no idea how they pack that all into that little tube. It is a massive amount, actually. So we have a felting needle. Looks like a fairly hefty gauge needle. We have a few of their pipe cleaners. 2 pipe cleaners. If you haven't already seen, I did a review on their pipe cleaners in the past. Now this is nice. This is something I've never actually had before, but they have a needle holder. So I'm going to have a go with that at a later date and see if it's any good, but it's a rather beautifully turned wooden needle holder. So this might be something I actually use. And what have we got here? A little brooch pin, so you can turn your felts into brooches. I've used this type in the past and they're really easy. You can either sew your brooch, sew your item onto the brooch pin, or I just put some fibres over and sort of needle felt it in. Works great. And let's have a look at these colours. That is a lovely vivid blue. I don't think it's quite showing on the camera. It's got a slight greenish tinge to it, and even more an aqua type colour, and some gorgeous pinks and purples here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colours of fleece and a little scrap of pre-felt. So here's what you get in your kit. It's actually a surprisingly large amount of fleece. I'm totally happy with that. No idea why it's called the white kit. There's nothing white there, but absolutely lovely. Right, so that is a fantastic load of stuff. I'm impressed with how much is in there. It's literally jumping out of the tub. And I'm going to have to find some uses for this little plastic tub. I think it's kind of fun. There's no instructions to give me an idea of a project of what to make. I think that would be the most useful for a beginner. So if you're wanting a reasonable selection of some wonderful coloured fleeces. The one thing I will say I'm a bit disappointed from my point of view with is the felting needle being a 36 gauge. Personally, I find this too stabby. I get that they're probably wanting to help out a new needle felter by bringing everything together quickly, but it's going to be fairly difficult to get a kind of smooth finish with this, and it's actually quite hard work to stab with it if you actually roll up anything reasonably firmly. So I don't think that's the best choice of needle. So if you're a total beginner, by all means, if you love the colours and want a shot at that, buy this kit, but also order yourself a couple of different needles. I don't think this is the best one for you to start out for a project. And as I said, I really think this kit would benefit a whole lot with some kind of a project for people to follow, rather than just here's a brooch pin, here's a needle, here's some stuff, on you go. So this is where I need you guys' help. I'm going to try and put together some projects that I think a beginner could make using what they've given us here. And if you guys have any ideas for anything that's inspired you from what you've seen from all this wool, please leave your comments below and I'll see if I can make a project out of that. And I will be back to you really soon with a tutorial video of the projects I was able to make with this kit. So overall, yeah, approved. I'm impressed by the quality. There's a vast amount in there. I'm really intrigued to start working with this needle holder to see how that goes with my own needles in it. I am not using theirs. So yeah, if you're wanting a range of colours, and if you look on the listing for each of the kits, if they have the range of colours that inspires you, then I would totally go for it. If you're a complete beginner and need an idea for a project, at the moment I'm not going to call this a beginner's kit. But it is super cute, and I would say it's pretty well worth the money, wonderfully packaged, and it did make me smile when I opened it up, so result. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, if you're interested in things like this, come back every Wednesday, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.